Woke up this Monday morning, fresh air day for my solo. Take a breath, protect your peace, so make your power shine inside. This is Monday morning rise, where strong black women them they rise.
Welcome back to Black Women Monday Morning Rise. I'm your host, Theresa Flatts, and today's episode is for every woman who's tired of just surviving, every woman who's worked hard her entire life, and every woman who's ready to build something that lasts. Let me ask you something. What if your next paycheck didn't come from a job? What if it came from a property you own? Today we're talking about financial freedom, ownership, legacy, and retiring with confidence through real estate. And listen, I didn't bring just anybody to this conversation. Before we get started, we will return after this brief commercial break. This episode of Monday Morning Rise is brought to you by my book, 7 Minutes, The True Story of Me Dying and Living to Tell About It. It's my personal story of surviving death and discovering purpose after pain. If you need a reminder that your story isn't over, this book will inspire you. 7 Minutes is available now on Amazon Books. Now back to Monday Morning Rise. Joining me today is a powerhouse businesswoman, real estate expert, and the queen of real estate herself, Chiquita Lindsay. She's helping people shift their mindset from paycheck to property, and today she's going to share real strategies, real insight, and real encouragement for anyone ready to change their future. So grab your notebook, share this episode with another queen, and lean into this conversation, because this might just be the episode that changes the way you think about money forever. Welcome to episode 6, From Paycheck to Property and Let's. Welcome the queen of real estate, Chiquita Lindsay. I want to thank you for actually accepting my invitation to be a part of Black Women's Monday Morning Rise, and I would like you to introduce yourself.
Well, hello, everybody, and thank you for inviting me. I feel like it's a privilege to be able to speak to the women through your platform. My name is Chiquita Lindsay. I'm a real estate investor, and my mission is to help Black women get over the fear of investing in real estate so they can retire whenever they want to, never worry about running out of money, and leave a legacy for their children.
Now, take us back. What was your life before real estate?
Oh, wow. I worked a job for almost 38 years, most of my major life, in a hospital job, laboratory, medical technology. And I thought that was my dream job. And after being there for so long, and I said, okay, looking at my retirement, what is my retirement going to be like? And I went to HR and said, hey, if I retire, what would I get? And HR said, you would get $932 a month. And I was like, wow, I'm not going to be able to live after I've given these people all these years. And so I decided I was going to have to do something else. And that's when I got into real estate, and I walked away from that job after all that time.
So that basically was your I'm done moment.
Right. I was done, absolutely. Physically and emotionally exhausted on that job.
Yes. Okay. So what was your first property like? What was it like? The first property you purchased?
I started real estate. I bought my first 2 properties in 2008. We as women, we take care of everybody else first and put ourselves last. And at that time, I bought those 2 properties when it was the real estate bust. People were running out, so I ran in. As Warren Buffett says, when they run out, you run in. But I didn't buy them because I knew they were going to save me. I bought them because I was trying to save my husband's income because I knew he was going to retire first. So we bought those properties in 2008. We managed them. I managed them myself, and I was still going to work because, it took me years to even walk away from the job after that.
So what would be the biggest lesson you learned early in your journey of buying and purchasing real estate?
That real estate, you can't wait for a perfect time with real estate. It's the deal. We have women now, people waiting. Well, we have to wait until the interest rate gets right. I have to wait till I save enough money. Now it's not the right time. It's the deal. We can't wait to get a great deal. We can't wait on the interest rates, because what happens if you wait on a lower interest rate or the time is perfect, you've lost out on all the years to be able to create assets. And so I always tell women the time is now to buy real estate. We as
Wow.
women live longer than men. We have more
Yeah.
health issues. We can't depend on the job to retire us. It's about us making our own economy as women.
So for someone who's listening right now who feels financially stuck, where should they begin? Hold that thought. We're about to take a commercial break.
Let me ask you something. What if your next paycheck didn't come from a job? What if it came from property? Hello, ladies. I am the queen of real estate, Chiquita Lindsay. I will be breaking down how women, yes, women like you, can go from paycheck to property. No more just getting by. No more wondering if retirement is even possible. Ladies, you've spent years working for money, but now it's time for money to work for you. This isn't just about real estate. This is about freedom, legacy, and leaving something behind. Visit bit.ly/retireme2026 to book your call. I look forward to hearing from you.
We're back. Let's pick up from where we left off at. For someone who's listening right now who feels financially stuck, where should they begin?
The right thing to do as women is get the right knowledge. We tend to read a lot of books, watch a lot of YouTube, listen to a lot of webinars, and we overthink everything. It's about getting the right knowledge so that you can move forward. A lot of women know what they want to do, but they're scared of losing money, or making the wrong decision, or letting their job invest their money in their 401ks. So it's getting the right knowledge about real estate, getting with the right person that can help you move through the process quickly and not make those mistakes.
So do you need a lot of money getting started in real estate? A lot of people want to know about that.
I'm so glad you asked me that. Typically with real estate, people say, oh, you got to have a good, great credit score. You got to have hundreds of $1,000s to get started. I can tell you personally, for real estate, you can buy properties with a low credit score, with no money down. In fact, one of my clients just closed a triplex with zero of her own money. We use other people's money, other people's property. But if you don't know that knowledge, then you don't know how to get into real estate. So people always say, oh, you need an 800 credit score. You could have an 800 credit score and not own any real estate and get turned down. But you could have a credit score not as good, in like a 680, and have a lot of assets and buy a lot of properties. Right now, there's a way to buy real estate, no doc, not even no job, no
Wow.
W-2s. That's how we're buying real estate right now.
So what would be more important when starting? Would it be credit, cash, or confidence?
Confidence, because we can always get the money and we can get the credit.
So what should a person do? First thing they do before they buy property? What's the first thing they should do before buying property?
You should investigate the area. You should know what your buy box is, what your comfort zone is. Do you want rental properties? Do you want to flip houses? What is the area? The numbers. Do the numbers work? Are you in it for cash flow because you're building your retirement? Are you in it for equity? You don't need your money right now, but in the next 5 years, you want to pull out the equity. You have to have a strategy, because real estate is personal. What you and I want may be totally different. Depends on your lifestyle, how much freedom you want. So what I do is sit down and talk to my clients and say, okay, where do you want to be in the next 2 years? What do you want your life to look like? How much money do you need to get free from that job, or retire and not have to go back to work? 2 jobs are for 2 people, and real
So
estate will
how
prevent you from having to do that.
how important is mindset? How important it is in building wealth, your mindset?
Mindset is really important, and sometimes it takes time for you to build that. You have to be around real estate investors. Most people look at properties as money going out. I
Mhm.
look at properties as money coming in. You know, we as women, we can put together our outfit for the morning, but can you look at a property that's distressed and see how bright and shiny it is and how much money it's going to bring you? So that is a mindset shift that you have to learn.
What are some of the mistakes first-time investors make?
Wow. Falling in love with the property. It's so beautiful. Everything looks so good, but the numbers don't work. Buying a property that has some fatal issues, foundation issues, and you don't see it.
Mhm.
Buying a property thinking that you got negative cash flow, but you're going to wait a couple of years for the cash flow. So there's a lot of mistakes that you can make in the beginning. That if you don't have the right guidance, you could lose a lot of money and make a lot of mistakes.
So tell us about your real estate program and what inspired you to create it.
Well, I have a mentorship where I hold your hand through the buying process. I take you to auctions where you can buy properties below cost, cut out the middleman. I help you to find the right property, make sure that it fits into your buy box. I take my clients to different cities and we buy low cost properties with great cash flows. So I'll walk you through the process, and you're with me anywhere from 3 months uh, to 9 months. And the reason why I started this mentorship program is because I don't have a MBA. I'm just an average woman. I can count one, two, three, count my money. So you don't have to be super smart to buy real estate. And so if I could free myself from a job of almost 38 years, my goal was to help free other women because I know we have a lot on us. We're the caregivers, we're the caretakers. And if you still have your parents right now, you may end up having to be a caretaker. And real estate let me stay home and take care of my mom for her last 7 years of her life.
So who is this a program? Who is this program designed for?
I basically cater to Black women,
Okay.
and because we need to have something to fall back
Yes.
on, ladies. Your social insecurity check is not going to be enough. I don't care if you worked a job 40 years, you may end up being a caregiver. So, this is for the woman that's not really sure where to start. You may have money in your 401k, you may have money in your house, you may have some, or you may have no money. You want to get started, that wants
Mhm.
to feel more secure, be able to break the generational chains, leave something to their family, and retire and be the real person they want to be, free to do whatever they want. You ladies, you don't have to be big mama and take care of the grandkids. You can travel, you can do whatever you want, and you'll have the money and not have to worry about working two jobs or going back to work.
So what are the problems women are facing when trying to buy real estate? What are the problems we run up against?
Just the fact of being a woman and not having the guidance. The other problem is asking permission. When you decide to get into real estate, sometimes you can't tell people what you're doing because they'll put their fear on you. Listen to what other people say. Listen to the news. A lot of times you listen to the news and say, if they tell you it's inflation or whatever, and you say, oh, I'm not going to buy now. But there are those deals out there. Another problem is letting everybody else take care of their money. Uh, your job, if you're investing money in your 401k, your TSP in a job, guess what? They're investing your money and making money. If you're setting on 1,000, 100,000, or whatever you're setting on in your property, the bank is investing your money. Why wouldn't you take some of your money and buy this little piece of property around the corner that's
Mhm.
going to pay you forever? And when you leave here, you're leaving something to your family. So you need to take control of your own money.
Now, walk us through the process. What happens when someone joins your program?
So this is what I always do. The first thing I do is have a 1 hour consult with that person. We lay everything out. Where do you want to be? How long you've been interested in real estate? Where do you want to be in the next 2 to 5 years? Whether you may be a person that's running a business and say, hey, I love my job, Well, that's okay. You can still do real estate and run your business. Or you may say, hey, I got to get out of this job and I want to have X amount of dollars to walk away. We see what that looks like. Do we have any funds to start with? Uh, do we have any funds we didn't think about, like at an old job? Or maybe we don't have any funds. Maybe your credit score needs a little work. We work on the credit score first. And so we create this blueprint of this strategy for you. And then I start teaching you the basis of real estate to get your confidence and your courage up, what properties we're going to be looking at. We look at the properties and we decide if that property is for you as far as your buy box, what you feel comfortable with, and how soon you want to start buying.
So what makes your program different from other mentorship or real estate programs?
I love that questions because I feel like my program is unique because I'm taking you to properties and walking you around them. You're touching and you're feeling them, the properties. It's hands-on approach. I'm in a three-way with the realtor, with the mortgage company, with the management company. I'm holding your hand through the process. I'm also taking you and meeting you on the ground in other cities. I'm also taking you to live auctions where we're buying properties as low as $1, as low as $30,000, $40,000. And I'm counseling you from the contractor to the tenant, the whole process of everything that I do from day to day. This is all I do. I don't have a different job. And sometimes when you're learning from other people, it's the little things they don't tell you that can really, make a mistake. So I want to see you from the beginning to the end. And I think that's what makes me different.
So what are the biggest myths people believe about buying real estate?
Oh, they believe that uh, if you get a rental property that all your tenants are not going to pay you, that they're going to tear up your property. And the way I teach you, this is semi-passive to passive income. That's one of the biggest myths about buying real estate, and that you got to have a lot of money to start with real estate when you can actually get a property with zero down. It's 18 ways of getting a property. There's creative financing. There's so many ways to get into starting in real estate.
So you do teach your students how to prepare financially before buying?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay. So how can our listeners connect with you or join your program?
Well, I do have a call link where you can book a call and we can discuss if my program is for you. And that link is a Bentley link, which is bit.ly/retire me 2026.
And ladies, I will actually put that in the description. Okay, so before we close, we have a Rise Challenge. And on Black Women Monday Morning Rise, we always leave our audience with a Rise Challenge, something they can do this week. I want you to speak directly to the woman who's listening now, who just feels stuck, financially stuck, who wants to move and doesn't know where to begin. What is this week's Rise Challenge?
It's your time to shine, girl. It's your Rise Challenge. Step into the light. Leave it behind. You're claiming your life. One step, one day, you're doing it right. Rise up, rise up. This is your time. Rise up, rise up.
The Rise Challenge for this week, ladies, is to find out where you actually are in your retirement stage. I have a retire map survey that I'd like for you all to take because you don't know where you're going until you know where you're at.
Can you explain that retirement survey a little bit?
The retirement survey, and I know people don't like the word survey. It's just about 9 quick questions where you score yourself, where you are on your retirement, how much money you have, how good do you feel about it, and you score it. It's in between anywhere from 20 to 30, and depending on what you score, it gives you directions on what to do. It also tells you if you score it low, then book a call with me, and that link is actually on that survey.
What a conversation. First, I want to thank my special guest, Chiquita Lindsay, the Queen of Real Estate, for pouring into us today and showing us that it's never too late to build wealth, create freedom, and change the direction of our lives. Ladies, I hope today's episode opened your eyes because too many women spend their whole lives working paycheck to paycheck without ever realizing they have the power to own something. And maybe today wasn't just about real estate. Maybe it was about mindset. Maybe it was about believing bigger. Maybe it was about finally realizing that your future does not have to look like your past. So whether you're starting with a $20 dream or just a desire for something more, take the first step because one decision can change your entire life. And remember this, we don't just survive anymore. We rise, we build, we own. Thank you for joining me on Black Women Monday Morning Rise. I'm Theresa Flatts, and until next time, peace and blessings.
Ladies, if you want to take the retirement survey, visit bit.ly/myretiremath. Looking forward to seeing you.
Black Women's Monday Morning Rise. Every Monday 7 a.m. we rise. Protect your peace. Yeah, yeah.